The observation deck of Station Velora hummed with tension as 4 Kethran cubs, each the size of an adult human and bristling with muscle, claws, and teeth meant for tearing through starship hulls, cornered 3 panicking security officers against the reinforced viewport. The cubs' growls reverberated through the metal floor, a sound that triggered every prey instinct evolution had hardwired into the galaxy's sapient species. "Tranquilizers are ineffective," shouted Officer Zek, his chitinous hands trembling as he raised his plasma rifle. "Their metabolisms are too fast." "Don't shoot!" Commander Thalas barked over the comms. "Those cubs are worth more than this entire station. Their mother is a diplomatic envoy from the Kethran Dominion. If we harm them, if we don't, they'll rip us apart." Zek's voice cracked with terror. The largest cub, Rin according to the manifest, took a predatory step forward. His amber eyes locked onto Zek with the kind of focus that said prey. His siblings flanked him, their tails lashing, their bodies coiled to pounce. Then the door hissed open. Dr. Kara Holt walked into the chaos like she was entering a coffee shop on a Tuesday morning. She wore standard-issue research fatigues, her brown hair tied back in a practical bun, and carried nothing but a data pad tucked under one arm. No armor. No weapons, not even a stun baton. "Oh, for heaven's sake," she muttered, surveying the standoff. "You've got them backed into fear-aggression mode. Move aside." "Dr. Holt, don't," Commander Thalas began, but Kara was already walking past the security officers, placing herself directly between them and the cubs. "Doctor, they're Kethran," Zek hissed. "They're apex predators from a death world. They can smell fear, and right now—" "Then stop being afraid," Kara said simply. She turned to face the cubs, hands loose at her sides, her posture neither aggressive nor submissive, just present. Rin's growl deepened, a warning that rattled the bones of every non-human in the room. His siblings echoed him, forming a wall of teeth and claws and primal violence. They were adolescents, yes, but adolescent Kethrans could still disembowel a cargo mech. Kara took one measured step forward. The cubs snarled louder, louder still, their bodies tensing for the kill. Behind her, someone whimpered. Kara inhaled slowly. Then, in a voice that carried absolute authority without being loud, she said one word. "Enough." The effect was instantaneous. Rin's growl caught in his throat. His ears, triangular and tufted, flicked backward. His siblings froze mid-snarl, confusion replacing aggression in their body language. Kara didn't blink. She didn't flinch. She simply stood there, meeting Rin's gaze with the calm certainty of someone who had stared down far worse than frightened children throwing tantrums. "You're scared," she said, her voice softer now but still firm. "Your mother's at the medical bay and you woke up in a strange place surrounded by strangers who smell like terror. I get it. But this?" She gestured at the cowering security team. "This isn't helping anyone, least of all you." Rin's tail stopped lashing. He tilted his head, a gesture eerily canine despite his feline saurian physiology. His siblings glanced at him uncertain. "You're not hunters right now," Kara continued, taking another step forward. "You're kids who miss their mom. And I'm not your enemy. So how about we all take a breath and figure this out together?" She crouched down, making herself smaller, vulnerable, and extended one hand, palm up. Not reaching for them. Not demanding. Just offering. Rin stared at her hand, then at her face, then back at her hand. The room held its collective breath. Slowly, deliberately, Rin lowered his head. His growl faded to a low rumble, more questioning than threatening. He took one cautious step toward Kara, then another. His nose twitched, sampling her scent. Sweat, caffeine, something faintly floral from her soap, and underneath it all, no fear. None whatsoever. His siblings watched, transfixed, as Rin closed the distance and pressed his massive snout into Kara's palm. She smiled. "There you go. Good boy." She scratched behind his ear, exactly where she'd read Kethrans had a cluster of nerve endings that triggered grooming response behaviors. Rin's rumble shifted into something suspiciously close to a purr. His eyes half closed. "Oh, you like that, don't you?" Kara murmured. She stood slowly, her hand still on Rin's head, and he followed her movement like a magnet. "Come on, let's sit down and wait for your mom together." She walked toward the center of the observation deck, away from the security officers, and sat cross-legged on the floor. Rin followed without hesitation, settling beside her with his bulk pressed against her side. One by one, his siblings approached, tentative, curious, and within moments, all 4 cubs had arranged themselves around her. Kara scratched another set of ears. "That's better, see, no one needs to get hurt." Behind her, Zek lowered his rifle, his mandibles clicking in disbelief. "What? How did you?" "Humans domesticated wolves," Kara said conversationally, not looking up from the cubs. "Creatures that could rip our throats out in our sleep. We turned them into dogs. We've done the same with big cats, birds of prey, even reptiles. It's kind of our thing." Commander Thallas's voice crackled over the comms, thick with relief. "Dr. Holt, the Catherine envoy is on her way. She's impressed." "Tell her they're fine," Kara replied, stroking Rin's flank. The massive cub had rolled onto his side, exposing his belly, the ultimate sign of trust. "They're good kids. Just needed someone who wasn't afraid of them." "Afraid?" Zek sputtered. "They're Death World predators." Kara finally looked up, and her smile was equal parts amused and sad. "So are we, officer. The difference is we figured out how to be more than that." Rin yawned, displaying rows of serrated teeth, and curled tighter against her boots. His siblings did the same, forming a protective circle around the small human who had walked into their storm and turned it into calm. When the Catherine envoy arrived minutes later, she found her cubs sound asleep around the human xenobiologist, who was reading a research paper on her datapad like this was the most normal thing in the universe. "You tamed them," the envoy said, her voice a deep, resonant purr. Kara shook her head. "No, I just spoke their language. There's a difference." The envoy studied her for a long moment, then inclined her massive head, a gesture of profound respect among her kind. "Humans are strange creatures." Kara grinned. "You have no idea." And in the quiet of Station Velora, surrounded by sleeping predators and stunned witnesses, humanity's reputation grew just a little bit stranger, a little bit stronger, and a whole lot more undeniable.